All right. Hey, 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 ladies. I don't know what that was. Welcome, welcome, guys. How are you doing today? Or gals, I should say.
Good. How are you, Kenster?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I mean, it's a little late at night for us, but we are keeping it going. How are you doing, Tennille?
I am great. I'm great. We got hype.
Yeah, we sure did.
Hello,
It's because we're so
second.
excited about this episode. All right, so
It was a
we
good
want to
episode.
introduce you guys to somebody today. I'm really excited that some of you probably are already aware of him, but we're going to be talking to John Constantine, also known as the Hound.
Hound.
He used to be originally started out a Orchid and Hound is what they were called. And then he went off solo and now he's just the Hound. But I mean, he has been written up in Billboard, Huffington Post, Out Magazine. He is, I think, really he's got a really interesting sound, which I love. And it's really good. He's good at the writing, producing, releasing original electronic pop music, especially in the LGBTQ sphere. So I thought it was a really good interview. How about you guys?
I thought it was great. I love that he described DJing as like being a pilot of a plane. The pilot of the plane of joy, like people dancing everywhere and just feeling the music, getting all sweaty and close and whatever, but like creating that environment for people to just let go and, be free and stuff.
Yeah, seeing it that way is pretty, like the way he described it was cool.
Mhm.
I love that too. I'm a certified lifelong house head, and anybody who is down for electronic music, dance music, I love it. But I love that
I can attest to this. I have been with Tennille many times dancing.
late night, all night.
Yes.
Yes. And anyone
Good
who is
times.
willing to like take charge and just be so, you know, fearless. That's what I remember. I remember he was just very curious and fearless, and he went on every ADHD tangent that we went on right there with. He was like,
Yeah.
right there. I was like, he's my
Birds of a
people,
feather.
and that's why our conversation was
Went so
so
well.
great and went so long, but it was so
Yeah,
good.
it did. It was a long one, but there was so much to talk about. His time in the music industry as an intern and just everything how the music industry has changed. And, we watched some of his videos, which are a little racy. It was kind of nice. You guys will get to see it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah. And let's just jump right into it. Yeah.
Yes.
Bye, joy.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. I could have talked to him
Enjoy.
forever. I wish we could have talked longer.
All righty, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Drama School Diaries. For those of you that are just tuning in, my name is Kenny. I am one of your co-hosts, and these are my two lovely friends.
Hi, I'm Tennille.
Hello, I'm Maravik.
And we are all hacks. I guess I should say, like, we are all...
What are we?
I'll be editing this again. So the purpose of Drama School Diaries is because we like to get together three friends who all have a drama at school background and connect with other artists or, man, you guys, I don't know what's wrong with me right now. Sorry.
It sounds fine to me.
This is our second recording. We had a great guest earlier who got our minds fired in all the directions. So he did all the heavy lifting earlier. So now we're going to step up.
I'm sorry.
Take a deep breath. Take 3 deep breaths. And we have a
go.
new friend with us, a new person that neither of you actually went to, like, you weren't in class together.
I'm so lost. Did we start back again at the beginning? No, we did not, did we? Did you?
Just go on, because you can totally...
We're leaving this.
Okay.
And if we go back, we're going to come back with the... Hey,
Oh my God.
everybody,
Okay.
and he's not going
Take 17. Take 17. Okay, guys. All right. So anyway, going back to what we were doing.
No.
Back to Drama School Diaries. All right. So the purpose of the podcast is we like to connect with people from a drama school background who, either had some education or taught or affiliated in some way with some sort of program and find out how that education or that experience has shaped their success and their whole futures.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start off first. This is John Constantine, everybody, from the Hound.
Yay!
Yay!
Hi.
Welcome. I'm so glad that you could be here with us today. I know it's taken a bit of trying to get it all happen.
Yeah, that's cool. And, glad we didn't go with JR because that's what I used to go by in high school. So,
I'm really glad. See, do you know how long I've prepped everybody not to say that?
yeah.
And then you're just going to say it the first
And
thing,
then it
so
was
the
first
whole
thing.
time.
Yeah,
you're
so
going-
now I'm going to go right back to it. Yeah.
I mean, when
Joking,
someone
joking,
says,
joking.
when I'm in, like, out and about in LA and someone says JR, I, like, No, I'm about
know
to see
when-
someone from high school.
Yeah.
Loxa.
Well, let's start off with our little intro segment that we like to call State Your Name and Where Did You Train? So we just heard your name, John J.R. Constantine. Where are you from? Where did you train? Give us a little bit of your backstory.
I'm from LA, Santa Clarita, to be specific. And I guess Loxa. And then I also went to Musicians Institute.
Yeah. So would you say that Loxa was your first introduction into like the arts?
Yeah, for sure. Before then, it was just like talent shows.
Okay, so you were doing
you had
stuff
the
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like the only boy. I mean, this was, 90s.
Mhm.
So like being a boy singer wasn't what it is now. It's not like the way to fame or whatever.
You know,
It
that's
was-
true, actually, when I think about it.
It was like
Yeah.
the
It
thing
was
I was like
different.
made fun of for. I was usually like the only guy singer in the talent shows. And then a friend of mine had gone to Loxa or was currently at Loxa, and she was like, you should come here.
So you just kind of were like gravitating towards like choir or, like.
I didn't
just-
know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be where I was. I was like
Okay.
eating lunch with teachers.
Oh,
I
wow.
wasn't getting a lot. Like people were mean to me.
Oh, so you do feel like you were having a lot of bullying and stuff like
for
that.
sure.
Yeah. So when you would do the arts, was there something that made you feel?
I mean, I know I was just good at it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and I love to do it. It was like the safety. It was like where I felt my most authentic self. So when I went to Loxa, it was like, I mean, I really had no experience with like opera or jazz.
The school experience.
Yeah.
The friend that told you that was at Loxa, was this a friend that you knew from town? Did you know them outside, maybe? Or had they gone to your
We
school?
were friends in junior high. I mean, honestly, my memory of it was like me, her name was Cynthia. I forget her last name.
Do you know what's so funny? You're not the first person to tell us about somebody that told them about the school.
That's why I'm
or inter- and
asking.
they're like, I forgot their name.
But at that-
I
but at
remember her
each
name
time they were-
Cynthia, but I mean, we carpooled for a while when we weren't riding the train. But like, it was me, Cynthia, and like two other nerds in this junior high school, and we were like the four kids that ate lunch, not with anybody else. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I remember she got into this school. She was a dancer, and at the time, Loxa, they must still have this, but like you could basically hang out with your friend at Loxa for a day. Like Loxa had
Oh,
this,
that's
like,
right.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love
Mhm.
that.
you could bring a friend who was interested in the school, and I did that with her, and it was just, yeah, I knew that's where I belonged, and I auditioned, and I got in. And
Okay, so what'd you audition with?
I mean, everyone has to do Call Me Ben, right?
No, that was
What?
not part of it when I went there. Mm-mm.
So, okay, you.
So you had to do an Italian song? Like,
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, so when Beyonce put that on Renaissance, I remember being like, every art student right now is like, girl, you could have chosen a different one.
Yeah.
I think maybe the rights were really cheap on this one. Probably free.
I know, right?
That's probably why.
I love
Probably
that.
free.
She got, but see, that's it though. She got all the arts
Yeah.
kids out there. That's our audience.
But
you know,
we got to
Beyonce gets it.
choose. It was like we had to do that, and then I sang "Angel" by Rob Williams,
Excuse me.
which is like so.
I love that song, Angel. That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, what is that something new for you? Like learning a song, or were you
The
already
Italian.
learning and stuff, doing talent shows and
No,
things
I
like
mean
that?
I already loved like Robbie Williams, but the Italian singing classically was different.
I think because for me, when I first started, I was like doing karaoke sometimes with my mom or
Yeah,
some stuff like that, So
Yeah.
it wasn't like crazy to like go and get a backing tape or something like that.
no,
back in the
I
day.
was so used. I mean, I'm single mom, only child, so. Like, I remember being in restaurants that were probably actually bars, looking back, like.
I think the
I
same
was
thing too.
the
I'm like, how
only
did they
kid
let us
there.
in
They
there?
just probably knew the owner, and it was the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would be like, thinking back, everyone loved this, but I wish I had video proof because maybe everyone hated this. But I would be the kid in this bar just singing on this karaoke.
I love that your
machine.
memory is that they loved it. I always think, man, these people must have been like, can somebody get
No,
this
they
kid
were
down off? 'Cause
fully-
I have a vivid memory of singing I'll Make Love to You when I was probably like
Well,
14.
song choice,
Oh,
song
and I was
choice.
karaoke. And my mom did
Talking
not
about
know
that
Boys to
song.
Men, so yeah.
I was just talking about that song and being a kid and having a counselor be like, you cannot sing that.
Yeah.
And me not understanding why.
And I bet you were singing your
Yeah.
heart out,
Oh, yeah.
hitting every note.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, for me, I think I had to go to Loxa because I remember I started singing in church, like a lot of people, and I went to a Christian school, and I remember I tried to sing for our church service a song from Miss Saigon, and I remember he made me bring the CD in and let him listen to it, the pastor, and he was just like, "This is not going to work. This whole theme is just not going to work for church on Friday," and I was just like, "Oh, okay." I tried to slide "Why God Why" in there though. I really did. I really did.
I mean, church is for sure a big gateway for a lot of singers. I think.
Yeah. So then when you get into Loxa, I mean, what was that like? A big change for you?
Yeah. I mean, I remember the first day that my mom drove me to the train station. It was like 4:30 in the morning because I was in Santa Clarita. And she had to pull over. I had probably my first panic attack.
Oh gosh.
And how was
Um,
she? Because you're her only, it's her letting you go.
Yeah, I mean, it was a
How
big
old were
deal.
you?
13.
Oh my God.
And that was the difference between your years because they didn't accept ninth
No,
grade.
yeah.
You were
we
the
didn't get
first year.
freshmen.
And I'm born September 3rd. So, like, I was always right at the beginning of the school year, like, kind of younger.
You got to, okay,
Yeah.
I had to wait a year. And
Yeah.
there's a difference between
Yeah.
the little ones.
Yeah, it was like a very big step for both of us, me and my mom. Yeah. But because, there was like a group of kids all going on the train together, all the parents knew each other. I mean, kind of for the
Yeah, I
for the
remember
early
that.
2000s,
I
they
think
knew
that
each
did
other.
help because I came from a different place. I took the Metrolink as well, though, from Fontana. And I remember that there were other parents there. There
Yeah.
were other kids so they would wait together, the parents and, stuff like that.
the conductor, like we got to know the conductor, and there's almost its own lifestyle of like the train kids and like the different stops and everything.
I remember they hated us. I would get into fights with my friends on the train, and
mean,
we would get them to leave, and they would applaud.
Where did you come from?
And
I cannot imagine having to ride the Metrolink with a bunch of high school students. Like
At
that would
4:30 in the
drive me-
morning.
they would be
I was
like,
on the
"Get
bus,
these
but I
kids
took
off."
the metro like to Covina to go, sleep over at somebody else's house, and yeah, we were just loud. I mean, I was the theater. We were, yeah.
I mean, we were still kids. We were really dedicated
Yeah.
kids,
And you were
obviously,
training
but
as
we were
performers, so
Very
why not get started
disciplined.
on the metro?
Oh yeah, we thought they were the greatest
I mean,
audience.
to be fair, it was like the mornings. I feel like I was sleeping.
Yeah, it was the afternoons
But coming
that I really felt
afterwards,
bad
yeah.
for them when we were all like.
The Wild West.
But it was like, to be honest, it was a long day. What would we go to school from like 8
8 to 4.
Which
Yeah,
was
it would
crazy
basically
long
be
for
gone
school
from
day
like
nowadays.
4:30 to 6 p.m.
I mean, what do kids go to school until like 12:30 or something now? I mean, it's like, I mean, I'm joking, but I feel like it's not far off. But
I have it's not long enough. There's too much time to get into things. And we were speaking with one of the guests. No, they barely
not long
get there. And then you got to get them back. No,
and then they
but
come right back home.
come right back to you. But it seems like there was no time to get into shenanigans. Like you might shenan once, but you ain't gonna shenanigan because you got to go to,
Yeah.
do the thing.
And it was not just like, it was everything. It was being around out people. Like, I remember the first 2 weeks having people tell me, like, you could come out now. And I'm like, I'm
Oh.
not gay. What are you in like a yellow tech vest?
Your eyes tell me that vest was everything.
It was. It was. So it was everything. It was like, yeah, it was a whole new world. It was
Yeah.
catching up. And then what we were kind of talking about before we were filming, like being around kids who had the privilege of this sort of being their life forever,
Mhm.
like from families that sent them to theater camp or whatever.
How was the adjustment? Like mentally, like. Do you
I
feel
mean,
like-
yeah, you're a little behind in playing catch up with everybody else, like with auditioning and
Mhm.
that kind of thing. It's for sure.
Do you
different.
feel like, did you take advantage of any of the just museums or shows or things beforehand, or was it even that was more of a barrier of, there's a lot of traffic to get to some things. We have a lot of things.
I don't even think I saw a production at Loxa before I went there. No, I don't think I did, which is kind of crazy to think that.
Do you think that there was like a certain class or some sort of teacher or something that you experienced there that really opened up your eyes and changed things?
I mean, Stephanie.
Stephanie Vlahos.
Stephanie Vlahos. I mean, like I was a pop kid, so when they gave me the option of like opera and jazz, I don't know why I didn't choose jazz, because that seemed more my vibe. But I guess I was dating someone that was in the opera program, and it just seemed like Stephanie was I was really into acting too, and Stephanie really, like, the amount of character journals I have in boxes from all those productions, that was really, really, really transformative. I mean, I can't even really fully explain like how
I forgot about that.
I just whole experience was.
I came a few years after you, but I was in the first year of that class, and I do think that, like, and that's how we met initially, is when I came back to help her out and assist with the class, but which I thought was a great experience too. A lot of kids can come back and give back
that
in
was
some
a really
ways.
common thing.
It's even after you're gone, while you're still trying to find your place and what you're doing. Because I was one of those Matthew McConaughey characters in Dazed and Confused. I was just like a little too old to be hanging around with people, but I couldn't figure it out. I was failure to launch, I guess you could say, in some ways, until a few years after high school.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Excuse me.
It wasn't like, oh, these people graduated and they're still hanging out on campus. It wasn't that kind of vibe.
I don't get that either, and I think. Because I think people should serve. Like, you should have to serve in this country. Like, not necessarily the military, but we're capitalists. You go serve, wait some tables. You go volunteer somewhere.
To graduate high school, you should have hospice time.
You should have hospice time. Know how to care for old people, because you're going to be old. No, I think you should serve.
We were
Everyone
just
should
talking
serve.
about this, what happened to home economics? Why doesn't anybody teach us how to balance a book or a checkbook?
Never.
Right? Well, that would be too practical. But no.
Yeah. I remember somebody asking if we had sports teams or something, and I was like, excuse me?
No, we had the creative movement for PE.
We had a PE.
Students run LA. I ran the marathon when I was at Loxa.
You did run a marathon.
Yeah.
I remember why.
You guys were like the anomaly.
We were, yeah.
Yeah, that was a club.
It still exists, yeah. But
we had to do something for the athletic ones, right? Yeah.
And everyone gets there.
No, I did for a scholarship. What do you mean? I was a smoker. Yeah.
I mean, whoa. What? I mean, edit. No, just kidding.
We tried to be so good.
I know. I always act like I'm trying to be good, but we're really not. Let's be real, is what we should be, right?
But
okay, go ahead.
What were? I'm trying to get you to help me, because none of us know what we were talking about. No, when you said the character development, the idea that you might have chosen jazz, but you went with opera. One of our other guests talked. I feel like we had the discussion. You had to, understanding theater from a musical perspective, because you built so much character into the life of.
Yeah, and you got like production, you got that side of it. And Stephanie, I feel like, was really good at casting, not just for voices, but like where a kid was kind of at in their life, and like giving them roles that they
It's interesting. I never thought of it like that.
Benefit from or learn something.
Great.
Wow.
Or at least I hope so.
And
that's what it seemed like.
Where we were directly was when coming back, being able to, as you're developing as an artist, to teach. Now you've learned something. Now you impart that on the next generation. And it's not necessarily a failure to launch, but it's the space to grow and develop.
I always thought the kids that came back were like really cool. I always looked up to them.
Yeah. Well, I said, yeah. You better have.
Cool.
I was very cool. Because, we talked about this too with other people that we've spoken with, but, they're like, I took for granted, especially because we weren't paying for this education. It was public school, but that, we were getting taught by working artists, like Stephanie had just kind of switched into like a teaching thing. And so she had done so much. So getting that kind of fresh experience from somebody at a young age, she opened my eyes as well to a lot of things that I don't think but I'm impressed that you chose opera when given like the option, because I remember I was a musical theater boy all the way. So I was like a reject of something that didn't go my way. I was like, all right, I'll take this class.
Yeah.
But it changed my life. It taught me so much more about being an artist than just, I don't know, the fun that you can have as an artist. I don't know what that meant. I don't know if that makes sense.
She really, and Stephanie like showed a genuine interest in anyone that was in that program. And I was super into, I was taking like art and society, Madame Klieger's class, which was like kids reading
Marion Klieger,
Proust, like
Oh, I love that.
like
yeah.
Pulling from so many different...
So I was, Loxa for sure was like a breeding ground if you wanted to be that kid that was, so.
And having other teachers like Madame Klieger was the French teacher. She was an academics teacher. So like having them be so closely connected with the arts and understanding us as well. She was a dancer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
and she really treated, not like full adults, but like gave
The
us information like you would give.
Oh, yeah.
I do think that there was a lot of things like that happened. And I hope that they happen like that, connections at a lot of different high schools, but I'm appreciative of that. So then I guess like that's your first time, would you say this is where you kind of really honed and began to build your stage craft and your sort of like artistry?
Yeah, for sure. It was weird leaving Loxa or graduating because everyone, like I never had the dream of like being an opera singer or being a musical theater person. Like that was never what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in a rock band.
Nice.
And that's why, is that why you went to MIT afterwards, or?
Musicians Institute, just MI.
Oh my God, did I say MI?
Different.
That is a real... Wow. Yes.
Look, Jeff Buckley went to MI, so that's why I wanted to go there.
We all have our reasons.
I love that. They're the same thing. Like, so.
For sure.
Yes. So why did you decide to go there? Like, what was it?
Jeff Buckley went there, and I kind of felt like I didn't want to do musical theater, and I kind of got all the music theory stuff covered, I was really, when I hear from friends that like went to conservatory, it really does put you at such an advantage. Almost, it's like the first year of college seems like a waste of money because you're like, I've learned all this stuff.
Yeah. Why am I revisiting this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, thank God I learned music theory when I was 15.
15, right?
Yeah.
I failed music theory in high school with Dr. Castro.
And so that's why you can do it again in the first
And then I failed it again in college.
Oh, well, then there's just no...
If I had to
counting.
take a test now, it might not be
The
great.
circle of what? Fits? I know they're like every good boy
Honestly,
does
no.
well.
The circle of fifths, it's very handy for DJing.
I remember Go Down and Eat Bananas, Fat Charlie, and Fat Charlie goes down and eats bananas. Boom. There you go. Thank you very much, music theory.
Good boys do fine always.
$100,000.
Every good boy does fine.
Every good boy.
Hey everyone, quick reminder, with everything going on right now, supporting the arts matters more than ever. And that's exactly what Loxapalooza is all about. May 30th at the Greek Theater, it is happening. We're raising funds for the Los Angeles County High School for the Arts, one of the most elite and inspiring arts programs for young talent in the country. With your ticket, you're getting nonstop energy performances from students across all departments, showing just how next level this program really is. And we've got incredible Loxa alumni who've been on our podcast and are hitting the stage live. Uli Bega, 2-time Grammy-winning founder, member of Ozomatli, Gretchen Parlato, 3-time Grammy-nominated jazz vocalist, and April Showers, founder of Afro Unicorn, a multi-million-dollar brand built on representation, empowerment, and impact. Plus, surprise celebrity guests still to be announced. So don't wait. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster, lock in your spot, and check out their podcast episodes too. This is Loxapalooza. Don't miss it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you decided after Loxa to go to MIT and then
Yes.
segued
MI.
to MI because it was too far. So you wanted to stay close to Los Angeles. So then, I mean, what happens after that?
Nothing. No.
I've been just sitting here waiting for this interview.
Actually, after that, I moved to San Francisco with my boyfriend at the time, who I was at Loxa with,
Mhm.
Lawrence. And we were in a band. And we were in a band for a pretty good amount of time. I mean, like 6 years.
This is the Orchid and Hound.
Yeah, Orchid
Mhm.
and Hound.
Wow.
I mean, we played at South by Southwest. We opened up for a band in Berlin. You know, it was fun. It
Were
was great.
you like? Did
We
you?
weren't signed.
No, I didn't mean signed. Sorry, I was like saying, were you starting to start like songwriting in
At Loxa.
at Loxa?
Yeah, me and Lawrence were. He wasn't out until his senior year, but he like directed a music video for me at Loxa. Ourselves, like they didn't have those classes when I was there, but we had always been like writing together in high school.
Yeah, well, they have them now.
They have them.
Well, they watched what you guys created and did without, and then they were like,
Yes.
imagine if they had.
They saw the gaps and filled it. Good for them.
But yeah, I was always writing, so that was natural. And then when I went to San Francisco, I ended up working at a record label. I like responded to a Craigslist ad.
Nice.
A very basic, nefarious one that was just like intern record label.
And you took a chance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember I was working at Keels and I was on the computer and I shouldn't have been. And I was like, I'm going to go to this today. And I went.
Thank you, Keels.
Yeah. And I sat down in the office and I realized they're called One Little Independent now. That wasn't their name back then. But I was seeing all the Bjork merch everywhere. And at the time, I mean, I still am a huge Bjork fan.
Yes.
But it ended up being the label she was on. And I worked there for like another 4 years. And that was a great experience.
To learn the business from, as an artist, to learn from the business.
Yeah. Especially at the time when like Spotify had just started becoming kind of a Pandora had already been a thing. But my boss at the time, Celia Hirschman, she had a show on KCRW, On the Beat, I think it was called.
The name does sound familiar.
And it was about the music business, and she would record it.
Was it something with Pulse? No, but it doesn't matter.
She would record it in, you know, in the offices, and we would talk about it before. It was like such a great experience. And then they closed the
What
North
was her
American.
name again?
Celia Hirschman. I think her mom might have been the president of KCRW for a while.
Nepo baby. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but that's, I mean,
Well, okay, but as a side, you all have the benefit.
you need the connection.
You need it.
You have
That's,
the benefit.
I say that and not in a just. Yeah.
yeah,
Because
but
you're not Nepo babies, but you went to a program
You're-
where you were in
Yeah.
community with people that at any moment you might be able to get into a room or have access to someone that you wouldn't have based on your network.
Yeah.
And that started in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, do you feel like that was a pivotal moment in your career, in your
For
life?
sure. I think it also ending was a pivotal moment because when they closed the label, it was like I just signed.
I thought
my
you were going to say
first
something
band.
juicy, like when they arrested me and took me out of the building. or
Well,
something.
Oh, no.
I was like, it was
I mean, this is
embarrassing.
kind of juicy. Like, I just signed my first band. That deal wasn't going to happen anymore, so I had to like tell.
You had to tell them.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just landed my first big sync deal, and it was with the Bjork song. And I don't know if I can even talk about this, but it was in a huge movie, and I was going to make 10% off this deal, which was going to be amount of money that I'd never really seen.
You
in my
started
life.
planning for a life that
I was just like, wow, this is
Spending that-
totally
yeah.
working out.
Yeah.
And then they closed it, and then they were like, we'll still keep you in this deal. Then apparently it all fell through. Movie comes out. Song is definitely in the movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would make me very annoyed.
But it was kind of like, I'm so glad it happened to me at like 25
Yeah.
because I knew what the other side was.
Hmm.
So, you know, I never really looked at like getting signed as some this
I
is
don't know
it.
if I'm.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's never an it. Like,
There's
that's,
never an it.
yeah, nothing's going to complete or finish or make everything better, you know.
Is that some of the bad things you feel like you've experienced in the industry? I mean, like,
I think you get to talk to anyone that has worked in music, and it's like, there's a reason people say you really gotta love it. Because it is kind of, it is, you know, there's no, like, actors have SAG and like direct, like all these other artists have groups and guilds that kind of protect people. Music doesn't really have
you
that.
don't have like, what is it, ASCAP or?
Yeah, but that's, they're not looking out for people like I think guilds are. You don't see musicians going on strike for a reason.
This is so
Yeah.
interesting because that speaks to a labor culture and why unions are people who labor. Unions are important for everyone.
Yeah.
For every.
If we had something like that, the disparity of streaming, you know, these billionaires making all this money, I don't think would even exist because like from the get, it would have been
the removing
forefront
of the artist at the front and the creation and what needs to go into the creation.
And they presented it as, hey, we're giving you the ability to make this for yourself.
Wait, I think I'm a little lost. Let's break this down for the me's out there.
I love everybody.
I was just like, so wait, can you like elaborate a little more on like what you're talking about? Like
if people were getting paid more in a more equitable way, like there's not, musicians kind of reflect society. Like there's no middle ground. Like it's very hard to be a working musician making a decent living these days. And what's kind of presented to you is like, yeah, but you can also do it all yourself and you don't need the man anymore. It's like, you still kind of
do.
We
Yeah.
were also having this conversation, and I don't know had you already arrived to hear that aspect of, yes, it can be sold as now it's so free, you have so much access, but there is no protection. There is still someone, if there's a person making money off of someone else's work and art,
it would be
artistry. I was trying not to do
it would be
it would be. And you can watch my other podcast for that. However, my point is this, that we were talking about, even still, they're making decisions based on how many followers you have, how much audience can come to the whatever it is that is meant to be sold, whatever the art is. So there's still a barrier to entry in terms of even now, it's a worse criteria because it's just whatever is the lowest hanging fruit. Whatever is getting a lot of views, now that person wants to put whatever thing out, and now someone's going to get behind it because they think, I'm going to make the most money off of that thing.
What's crazy is when I was working at one little independent.
And you said Spotify had just launched around this time.
Yeah. When we would listen to demos, before we would actually listen to the demo, I mean, this was like, I forget what year, but
you wouldn't even listen to the demo.
MySpace was still a thing.
Uh-huh.
And we would go to the band's MySpace, and if they didn't have 1,000 plays, we wouldn't even listen to it.
Wow.
But
Even
1,000 to now is like nothing.
Yeah, you could get Tom as your friend and get 1,000. Like,
yeah. Interesting though.
But even back then, it was still.
But I mean, I guess the ratio of how many people were using it and listening and doing that, like, is so much different back then.
But at least back then, there was still A&R. Like, we were still looking to develop.
There was the artist development. And when you said there's no one protecting the artist, theoretically, you would hope a decent A&R, but they don't really have the power, because the bottom line is, once you commodify the art, and it's how much can we sell, but not just how much can we sell, how much can the person who didn't even actually do the thing get for themselves and everyone else in that C-suite, and how little can we put into making the product, including artist development, including how do your artists survive those slow times and out. So do you think Loxa in some ways prepared, like you're getting up at 4:30 in the morning because you wanted to be at Loxa? Do you think some of the things, that experiences that you went through during that training inadvertently prepared you for the business?
I mean, definitely. I think it solidified a love for art and being an artist. Definitely the work and the dedication. There is a flip side to it. You know, I think when you are a kid and you are growing up around people that are very supportive and there's an audience and then you leave and that's gone. That was a weird adjustment, I remember.
Yeah.
And also, you know, I think, you know, I definitely burnt out after that label closed, and there was a time that I did not sing. I feel like I aerialed myself. It was like I really never thought I'd do music ever again. And it was because I dedicated so much time that almost made it worse and more difficult to even approach ever again. I remember someone's dad gave us all this book when we graduated called Art and Fear, which is kind of a cheesy title, but it's actually a great book. And one of the biggest things in it is when you say, I am a singer or whatever, when you aren't actively doing that thing, who are you? When you constantly am saying, I am and you don't do that thing currently, you feel lost. And that was totally how I was. And, you know, I think the moment a friend let me borrow his DJ gear, it was like the first time I wanted to do music because I enjoyed it in a long time. And I was good at it, and I was bringing music theory into it. I mean, harmonic mixing is like a big deal for me. Look, DJs that say I just, you know, I use my ears. I'm like, you are hearing the harmonic mixing. There's actually a guide.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be so hard. Yeah, I mean, I could never be a DJ. It just seems like it would be so difficult.
I mean, it's so much fun. I mean, it really saved me in a lot of ways, but relating to like music and all of that, it really brought me back to enjoying it and using a lot of what I learned in high school, like with music theory.
I'm wondering too, just different aspects, having so many different interests, it seems like.
Yeah.
Did that help in develop? Did that get you to branch out into more music you wouldn't have normally listened to and then incorporate that into?
Yeah. I mean, I was asked to DJ this party in San Francisco, which it's called Out Tonight, and it on paper it sounds terrible, but it was a lot of fun. And it's basically like a musical theater dance party.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And I got to make my own remixes, and like I made sure that if you hated musical theater and a friend brought you, that you'd still have a good time, even if you like didn't know the song.
Nice, yeah.
I mean, the remix I made of I'm Alive.
I mean, clearly that's how we're ending this segment.
It's so good. So like I really have been able to bring so much of the high school experience to what I do now, almost at 40 years old, which is crazy. But I do find that that's a very common thing for most people that had that same experience, no matter what they're doing.
Yeah.
At different levels, you know?
That's our theory. That's why we want to keep talking to more people. Because
Even the kids that I went to high school with that like won Grammys, you know, it's when you get us in a room talking, like first it's very intimidating and I feel like, wow, what a failure I am. But then you talk to everybody and you're like, wow, everyone's kind of having the same experience.
100%.
Yeah.
And
100%.
it kind of never changes. Like
Whatever
maybe
you're in,
your
you're
environment
still
maybe
feeling-
changes, but like the experience still feels the same.
I do feel like there was something good that comes from age, I guess you could say, after school, which was that I find that I'm a lot less competitive or jealous of people that I used to be when I was in it and still going. Now when I hear about somebody doing great, I'm just like, oh my God, that's so amazing for them, especially the people that really deserve it. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, for the most part, except for the people that suck.
Same.
No, but like, I mean, that's also, I kind of, I think, an interesting and weird experience kind of doing with arts education too, is like that we grew up with people now that are kind of well-known or famous or, and I think a lot of people, when I tell them about it, they'll be like, oh, that's so cool or weird. So, you know, and I'm just like, I don't think anything. It's like, they were really boring actually in high school. Like I was amazing. No, I mean like it's just kind of funny to me. The experiences, I thought it would ruin like, when you see, so what do they call it? I guess star watching, when you see a star, a celebrity, starstruck. Yeah, my starstruckness, but no, I'm still get starstruck.
I do remember being very jealous of Haim when they were like first blowing up and literally on every magazine cover.
How many years after, or were they like, where do they fall in?
I mean, we were all in high school together. I was in the same
Oh, you guys were at the
class
same
as
time?
The same class?
Yeah.
Actually, I remember going
That's
on.
why
SD brought me on an audition. I think it was Interscope. They were trying to put a band together. I just remember some girl singing Fiona Apple, and then someone being like, "You should never sing Fiona Apple on audition. She's always flat." And I mean, anyways, but they were working. I mean, they've been doing that for so long.
Yeah. I mean,
truly not an overnight thing, like a whole life thing.
Yeah. It's crazy though. It is funny, like I remember Alana Haim auditioning for something in Stephanie's class when I was like helping assistant director, something like that.
They all did opera, right?
Yeah.
No,
no,
SD was
I think
theater.
just I just remember Alana, but yeah, I just really funny the idea of singing what she's doing now and what she was doing then. But that's like probably the only like starstruckness thing that's kind of weird is when you see stuff like, I remember when I used to see Christina Milian sing inside of like a church, and we were doing like wearing poodle skirts and singing songs.
She went to Loxa?
Yes.
Yeah, she was there.
She
when
was
I went
Cristina
there.
Flores when she was at Loxa. She was already on the Disney Channel.
I'm going to take a time out because she did not come up as a Loxa grad. And I find it interesting, the names and the fact that you went there and you just said that. I feel it's interesting that they don't push some of the names that
she was. I think she only stayed for half a year. Or like I don't think she stayed.
I'm
for
surprised
maybe
they don't
claim her and try to. Okay.
Yeah, no, for real though. But she was amazing. But you are correct though. Like they should be
Robin's
more.
probably the like.
But I feel like,
I don't know. I just
woman
said
of
that, like,
color.
I don't mean that. See, I literally was just like, I'm always so happy for people, and I went,
You went to high school with me.
But even when you said it, we knew you were lying. So now we've come full circle enough so we can
love you, Josh.
see
Love
it.
you.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I want you to
I
Josh.
just meant, I just remember, like, I just feel like we, whenever we speak at Loxa, they always mention Josh. That's all I meant. He's amazing. We love him. I just meant like, send us somebody else.
No, and as when we were looking something up in the same name, sorry, we're speaking over each other, but the same names were coming up, and they're women that are doing, and people of color that are doing things that is like, let people know that this whole LA County, the whole county, you can come from wherever and be able to get this incredible education because all of these people have come before. And I'm not even saying to any alumni members who might be listening that it's an alumni thing, but this is back to our
not talking about it,
but back to the point of it's AI. It's if you go to search and things are deciding, and if you don't understand SEO and how to make your thing pop up first, do you know what I mean? So it's also understanding all the things that go around. Again, the culture is more open and accessible, but if you don't know how to use the tools in the best way to make sure what you have to say is front and center, then there's still all of those ways that it's operating.
Did you go to school with Clea Duvall?
No.
She was before us.
Yeah.
She was in my Spanish class.
I remember my first job at Whole Foods. I was a courtesy clerk and I was bagging her groceries. And I remember her being like, I'm going to Loxa right now. And she looked at me and she was like, those were the worst 3 years of my life. And walks away.
Oh.
Like, oh, she's totally like her character. I love you though, Clea Duvall.
I think that is so hilarious.
Awesome. Yeah. Jenna Elfman.
Yeah, I mean, I knew about.
I remember she came to speak to us, I think. Jenna Elfman.
There are people that went there that I didn't even realize. Like when I show up for reunions, like all school reunions, and Finn Whitrock was there, and I was like, "Is that his name?"
Was
Is that a
was
name?
so funny.
I don't
when
know. I'm
he
starting to
got,
look such
like,
an old
his
man.
first big roles was because there were some kids that were like the quarterbacks at our high school that were the stars of everything or would get all the roles or whatever.
And you expected
they kept doing it,
Right.
or then there was a flip side that they didn't do
stopped.
anything. I think it would be so hard to be put in that position. But Finn, like, he was very heartthrobby in high school. And when he became a well-known actor, it was kind of the same vibes. It's like, well, that was what he was like in high school. He's a talented kid.
Well, good for you, Finn. No, I'm just joking.
We're going to have you on next
I
week.
just want to do this for every person we mentioned now.
He was also like, a cute straight guy, which wasn't.
Very rare at
Yeah.
Loxa.
Yeah, very rare at Loxa. I remember Josh Groban was very popular because of that quality that he possessed.
But still, I still know a lot of people that came out after high school, even though, like, I went to high school with them. It was a very open and welcoming, but, still.
People have their own, whatever it is that they're bringing with them that they have to deconstruct. Even if they're in the place you think it would be perfect too, it's still.
I think you're still in a place that you feel comfortable. That's one of the things that I like about an arts, high school or a magnet program or something like that, is that you're still with like-minded people. And, there's definitely, like, for myself, there were people that, we were gay, but we didn't talk about it. And actually probably we did, but we were like, I'm so straight too, aren't you? But it's like, really, we were really like huge homos, and we had to wait until we were comfortable and ready to go. But, it felt cool finding other people there. You know what I mean? So I can understand that for sure.
And it seems like just the differences of a couple of years, what the school was doing, what the environment was like, what they were offering you guys. And so it maybe made more possible at different stages.
I mean, I imagine now it's totally different. I mean, we even had like a GSA, and now I'm thinking, like, is that necessary at Loxa at this point? Probably. Well, maybe not.
Wait,
I
what's a
have
GSA?
no idea what a GSA is.
Gay Straight Alliance.
Oh my gosh, we're old. Yeah, like I was like, "What's a GSA?"
I feel like we had one. I'm just also.
I
old
feel
that
like the whole
that
school
must
was
sound
just a
like
gay straight alliance.
Yeah,
I mean,
What
that was a
did we even
very
talk about.
friendly, open school. That's very
How is
amusing to
things
me.
with all of us?
Yeah,
How is everybody?
Anybody do anything fun this week? Yeah. So I mean, so that you said you took a break then, but you're coming back into it now then, or have you been back
I've
in for a
been
minute?
DJing for about 2.5 years, and I'm doing it full time now.
Were you DJing before, or you were
No.
more of a singer and stuff before? And
I was just writing and singing and performing, and now
it's segued into DJing.
Yeah,
Yeah, which I think is like awesome.
it's
Yeah.
so much fun. I'm getting flown out to Canada this year to DJ. My first international.
Where will you be,
gig.
Toronto?
Yes, you can always see him over at Precinct. For those of you in the
Precinct,
downtown LA area, like myself, I get to go over and see my little neighborhood DJ.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's especially now. I've been talking about this a lot. It does slightly feel like I'm the band on the Titanic when I'm DJing a party because everyone's just. It's a hard time.
Let me ask you
And
this.
it's this weird, like,
What
we're
do you-
all allowed to have fun tonight.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh, I pick up that vibe for sure.
Working on making art for the times that you are in. How do you
Yeah.
feel about that right now?
Yeah, I think there is a time to dance until the world ends, and then there is a time. Like, I'm very, very conscious of what the lyrics are saying in the songs I'm playing. I really do try to subliminally get that message across. The other night I played a party where people can dance in jockstrap, so it's like not really that vibe.
Mhm.
But I did get to a place in the set where I felt like everyone was having that moment of like, we're allowed to be conscious of what's going on and also celebrate that we're all here right now.
Yeah.
Time and place for everything, but it is an interesting time to be doing it.
Because I am of the opinion to do whatever hard work you need to do, and I think this time is full of hard work. You got to recharge your
Yeah,
battery.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that also is a challenge that you face in the industry right now, or like?
Honestly, I think about all the music I love and all the artists I love, and for the most part, either their life was a struggle
Mhm.
or the times that they were making art was a
Except how
struggle.
did you make that and
Yeah.
live in those times? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Yeah, I've never really been an artist that's like, I do thrive on conflict, I think, which can be maybe not the best thing. There's a balance, but I think music brings people together. I mean, it's cheesy, but it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And to me, music and dance go hand in hand, and it should be just one word that describes them both. And the fact that we have separated them is like such a disservice to people that have never been asked to participate, you know?
How interesting. How lovely of a thought, because that is very, very powerful in terms of
Yeah. I love that.
culturally, how you are experiencing music.
Yeah.
And that, I think, introduces the first ability to critique once you separate the music from the dance. Because if you are in the dance,
Yeah.
in the music,
It's
related to the
communal.
music as your body is responding to,
Yeah.
you don't have that time to
Yeah.
like critique.
I honestly think that's why like festivals and like after hours parties are so successful right now. It's people might not be aware of it, but I think it's the blending of those two things, and it's less like going to see a band play, which I also love. But yeah, it's a really fascinating time. Yeah, honestly, that is kind of it's the weirdest thing being like the pilot on the plane of joy at a club, and you're kind of in control of everyone's experience.
I've never really thought of it like that.
How they're leaving. Actually, I said the other day, and I was like, I need to write this down. I do feel like DJing for me, I'm like the conductor, and my orchestra is like every song that has ever been created, and I treat it that way. And I do take responsibility in like how people are feeling when they leave, when they experience it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
That's like, I love that.
Yeah. What advice would you give current students at Loxa or people who are aspiring to be musician like you?
Well, they probably don't want to hear any advice.
True.
Because they know better.
Because they know everything.
But knowing your audience,
But
that's you're already ahead of the
I
game.
mean, loving it and which is easy to do as a teenager. I think holding on to that, like, it really is important.
Yeah.
And the stuff that you don't want to put in the time to do right now, like, do that stuff. Practice.
Yeah. Is that
when music theory teachers are being like, well, so-and-so goes home and practices for 4 hours. Like, there's never going to be a better time to do it than now. You're never going to have that freedom to do it now. Because sometimes when like I want to practice like that, like vocal warm-ups, music, whatever, work on a mix, like music takes time. There is no way around it. I mean, tech makes it a little easier, but like being a truly
If you want
trained,
to make
yes, like
actual
it takes
music.
time to practice. It takes time to learn a song. The muscles in your, like, it all takes time. And there's never a time in your life when you have all that time when you're a teenager. So like put in that work now, because your adult self will be very, very happy you did that.
Is that what adult John would say to 13, 14-year-old JR?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, listen to Stephanie, keep practicing.
Don't make a meal out of it.
I mean, I still use a lot of the same warm-ups, like all of that is really important. And
warm-ups, I didn't even know what they were until I got to Loxa. Yeah. So, okay. Well, we like to do a couple little things as we start to wind down here. But we like to, I like to go through, show you guys some pictures of JR. No, actually, wait, I almost forgot. We didn't, we talked about it before going on and everything like that. And I wanted to show this for our viewers outside.
No, we weren't watching this.
No, we did say we're going to watch it because you did a song, Can't Let You Go.
Yep.
It was in 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a video that you did with it. It's very racy, very sexy, very love it.
It is. I mean, so tame.
Is it? I mean, I feel like, would you say like that was your influence in your music, was being a little on the like sexier, like
We
flirtatious
are
side?
in briefs. That is.
We will not
maybe-
talk about the single cover, the photo of the single
We're
cover.
not showing that.
That's what I can't
That
see
we will
until I
not
go
show
home
you.
and look
But
for
the
it later.
video is like interpretive dance. It is barely.
All right, I'll let you guys be the judge.
I will say some advice. This was the first time I ever hired a publicist. Like, screw a label. Spend your money on a publicist. Like, do all the other work yourself. That is money well spent.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah,
good
because
to know.
that was the first time I did like any kind of magazine interview. And they also loved that YouTube took down this video. They were like, we're going to work with that. And it felt so embarrassing to be like, yeah, it's very controversial. And then people would watch it and they're like, oh, this is fine.
It's a little spicy. I'll let you
I'm
guys
not
be
gonna,
the
like,
judge.
watch-
No,
Yeah,
just
just-
yeah, no, just a few, just like maybe like 60 or 70 seconds. No, I'm just kidding.
No more trying. No more reasons to fight it. No more hiding. Can't keep lying to myself. I saw the warning signs. I didn't care 'cause you were mine. Whoa, moment after moment, your love made me blind. We knew better, and still we crossed the line. I know I should, but I can't let you go. Oh, can't let you go. Oh, can't let you go. Oh, oh. I know I should, but I can't let you go. Oh, can't let you go. Oh, can't let you go. Oh, oh. I know I should, can't let you go.
I love that you were like, don't play it, don't play it.
Now we're at that spot.
Actually, fun fact about the chorus. So the song was in a show called Eastsiders, which is on Netflix, and you should watch it. And that song was going to be used. I know the guy, and he was like, "I want to use your song in the series, the last season that they did, the season premiere, the last season premiere." And the premiere was at the Chinese Theater. And I didn't know what scene it was going to be used in. And he was like, we use your song, whatever. Get there. The final scene in the first episode and the beginning of the song plays. So I'm like, oh my God, this is it. I'm in an iconic music theater or a movie theater and my song is playing. Whoa, this is crazy. And then the song stops and it's kind of like a record stop in the show and like the characters go on. And I was like, they didn't even play the chorus. It was just the like little intro, the little verse, and then it's this iconic scene, and it cuts to black, and then my voice comes back in for the chorus, and my song is the whole credits.
Oh, even better than what a metaphor. Says
The whole theater is listening to my song, and they have no idea it's me.
I love it. I think that's so amazing.
Yeah.
That must be a really cool feeling. What's that like?
It was. It
Yeah.
was also weird how I wanted to be like,
That's me.
Yeah, I think I might just stand up and be like, me, everybody, this is me.
I mean, that was one of those things where like a relative in Michigan is like, wow, you are actually doing something.
There is something permanent.
Yeah, no, I get
that-
it. Like, I roll down the road and play our podcast out of my car, and I'm like, this is me, you guys, PP. No. Okay, so I got a little like lost. That story was so good. Like, I didn't expect it to come at the end. So yes, all right. So we like to ask some people that you know from your past questions, and this one
What?
is from Stephanie Vlahos. She
Okay.
recorded it for us. Take
Oh
it
my
away,
God.
Stephanie.
Hiya. I'm sitting in an Edinburgh cafe and a few questions occurred to me. John, it's Steph, if you didn't figure that out. The first question is, I have two. You've explored music and reflexively yourself through all of those explorations, which I'm more than sure began when you were tiny. So what was the first song that held meaning for you? I know mine. You all have one.
Steph.
Hitting him with the deep ones, Steph.
Yeah, for sure that. I don't know why, because probably we're talking about Laksa. But like Nessun Dorma, which the meaning of it is totally unrelated. It's just the actual song. We sang that, that was like our graduation song.
What? Really?
Yeah. And we sang it at the Walt Disney Concert Hall.
Oh my.
I love that.
Beautiful.
I love that.
Like if you played that song for me right now, that's like one that could make me cry because it's just like such a touchstone moment.
I had a friend in school that used to sing it as a joke all the time, so it has the complete opposite effect.
I mean, no, like when you look at the,
I love it.
and like in context of the opera, yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
But probably a Jeff Buckley song. He didn't write Lilac Wine, but Lilac Wine maybe.
Mm.
I love
Or
that.
The Man That Got Away. Jimmy
Then
Fallon.
she gave me a number 2.
The second question goes back a ways. It goes back to Les Mis and the role of Javert. Not exactly your voice type or your character, demeanor, but I felt that role did something for you, and I'd be curious if you felt likewise. So let me know, did Javert have an impact on you? I'm sending big love to my fellow Greek, and of course to Kenny. Much love.
Yeah, I was really pissed that she gave me that.
Is this Javert and Les Miserables?
Yeah, and my boyfriend got the role I wanted. And
Oh, that would be
it wasn't my voice type.
rough.
But she was right. She told me back then, she was like, Marius would be so easy for you. Like, you're just gonna vamp on stage. You're just gonna croon. Like, get meaty, and it was so much fun. It really, yeah, it shaped this idea of like not always needing to be pretty and perfect. And I got to play a villain. And also it was sort of a good lesson in like, because I thought I was owed that part, like deserved the other part. And it was a good lesson in sometimes other people know better. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes you're going to get more value out of this other thing. Yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah, Loxa definitely taught me a lot about rejection, for sure.
But
Mhm.
also not to choose jazz. Just because.
But you know what? I was in gospel, so I did also get Miss B. Like, she also was such a huge teacher.
We're mentioning so many great teachers like Miss B, the legendary Miss B.
Yeah.
We love her. Like she just recently passed away.
Yeah.
But yeah, but
But
she
I
was
also was in
amazing.
gospel, so I still got her.
And by that, I mean, don't go for what would be easy, what you would just automatically
Yeah.
vamp at. Go
Yeah.
for the thing that's going to
Yeah.
build the artist's character.
You know, and we've philosophized about this. I also think I was dating someone who was very popular in opera, the opera program. So that was also a big influence, I think.
Mhm.
Like, I think 14-year-old me was just like, I'm going to do what he did.
But
I
that's why
love
there are
that.
happy accidents.
Yeah.
And you may not see it, but I feel like Loxa made, like, I wasn't that comfortable at 14. I don't think I came out until maybe some part of college completely. I was out-ish. And then I remember I went back in the closet and then came back out in college. But I just think that, like, you must have been able to feel more comfortable being around all those people and date a guy and stuff like that and things like that. Things you couldn't do at a regular high school for sure. Like that just,
For sure.
Yeah. Like that was
That's drama school after dark.
yeah.
That's what I'm taking.
All right, we're winding down, but we like to close off the show with a little fun game. It is, you're way too young, so you will not know this, but there used to be a show called Inside the Actors Studio, and they used to do this. And they used to, okay, so the wonderful James Lipton used to do this little question and answer, rapid fire questions at the end. And so I'm going to ask you, don't think too hard about it. No, just whatever comes to your, alrighty?
I've seen this show.
Yeah. Oh,
You gonna make that man to tell you. Don't talk to me like that.
for that. But okay. What's your favorite word?
Word.
This is the
Your favorite word is word?
I was gonna say fuck, but I feel like first word is one of the questions.
Yeah, you know.
I think I say that. But
How is it that I thought you hadn't seen this and you probably know all of these questions?
yeah, but fuck was the first thing that came to my mind.
Love it. It's a good word. We love it. What sound do you love? Don't say it again, though.
Sigh of relief.
I like that. Okay. What sound do you hate?
Traffic.
What's your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
What profession would you not like to do?
Probably we're all a cog in some machine, but like a line worker of some kind maybe would be difficult for me.
What's a line worker?
Or just like yeah.
all the
Same
jobs that are going to be
thing.
left.
Oh, like in a
after AI.
factory.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's that?
But God bless.
For all of our line workers out there, we love you. What is the best advice you've ever received?
I don't know who told me this, but someone did once tell me, like, you have to love what you do, and it really stuck with me.
That's really true, actually. I really thought you were going to say, how in the hell are you going to love yourself if you can't? Or I was like, are you going to give us a RuPaul right now?
That's kind of not even the best advice.
If you can't love
Loving
yourself,
there's not an end game. It's a spectrum.
I agree. I agree.
True.
Yeah. What's a movie that you could watch endlessly?
Jurassic Park.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I was about to say we have a Loxa alumni that's in that movie, but it's not. He's in the Jurassic Park scene in Naked Gun that they do. Taron Gilliam. Anyway, moving on.
Thinks he's known for that.
That's all
There's a scene in
standing.
Jurassic Park that they do, and they throw it back to Naked Gun. I saw.
Oh, the new Naked Gun.
Yeah, no, the old one. He was a kid. He was
Oh.
went to Loxa. You know what, Taryn? Sorry, I'm with Taryn. When you come on the show, I'm gonna play this back, and when we're gonna play the clip of it because that was hilarious. Okay. Yes. Okay. How would you like to be remembered?
Wow. Yeah, that I loved what I do and that I love the people in my life. I don't know. A caring person, I guess.
Yeah. If you could live in any era of history, what would it be, or when would it be?
Late 70s, early 80s.
That is so your vibe. Sorry, I was just like, yeah, that is so appropriate.
I wouldn't have survived, but sorry, too soon. But like the before all the consequences.
Yeah.
The freedom of sometimes we are just where we need to be.
For
Like
real.
the 20s when there was that weird moment of, expression before things. Yeah.
So if heaven exists, what would you like God to say when you get there?
Ready for round 10? I don't know. Let's go again.
Nice. I like it though. You're already ready to go again. I don't know if I can finish this one. I'm just like, oh, I'm
And
tired.
believing that you already survived 9. That's awesome.
I don't know why I went to 10.
I'm confident on that. I had done this 9 times before.
I love it.
I mean, I really wanted to be like, or them to be like, yeah, you made this really difficult. Let's try this again and enjoy it more.
Enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Well, final question. Was it worth it, Loxa? arts education, studying?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do it all over again if you had the chance?
The question I think about is, would I send my kid to, and yes, comma, but I would be watching that.
We've been talking to other parents.
I would be so much more aware of where they were, what they were doing, et cetera, et cetera. Also, this is another podcast, but like, I'm here, I'm alive, survived. And I almost am glad I went through those things in high school, because I saw people go through those things as adults and it really didn't work out.
Yeah, well, you also had a supporting mother, right? A supporting family. So it's like you had somebody that was watching you, like really keeping an eye on you, if I remember.
And I experienced consequences, and as a teenager, that's different. But yeah, I would do it again, and I would send my kid there. I mean, yeah.
That part, when you said the supportive parents earlier, and we talked about your family, sometimes you don't recognize the wealth that you have. Maybe you weren't right there to go to every event, but to have the parents and the structure that you are great, you are awesome.
Yeah, hey, you love something. Let's do more of that is a blessing for sure. I cannot imagine growing up and not having that. I mean, it stays with people forever. Both scenarios. And when you meet some sad, lonely people, it's often like they didn't have that.
Well, I really, really appreciate you coming and taking the time to talk to us here about your arts education experience. I know. I'm super glad that we're getting this opportunity. We haven't done too many times, so I know it was a little bit of a blind leap of faith for you to come and see what we're going to talk about. But yeah,
I have all my notes for your next time.
Yeah, we're going to bring you back.
And then I could talk endlessly about Loxa, honestly.
Yeah, I love that though. You were really you just told us a lot of really great stuff. So that it's like neat to get the insight from everybody and how different it was. And you're somebody that we haven't had the chance to speak to from your kind of era, I should say.
Season.
Your season.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's all a little different, but it's all kind of the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead. Anything else from you ladies?
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
And when we speak again, because we're going to speak again, for the artists of the future, going through the changing times, what you witnessed when you worked at the record label, just think of it more as you create. And even if they don't call you back, I'm calling you back.
Nice.
Yeah. I like that.
Because I think there's a lot to do with how do you take care of you, recognizing the business.
Yeah.
And we don't want to scare the drama school kids. That talk might not be for this.
No.
Yeah.
Also, something that was told to me very recently, and I wrote it on a Post-it note, and it's on a mirror, like a proper baby boomer, even though I'm a millennial. But it's act.
I know the person that invented Post-it note.
Act as joyful as getting the thing would make you. Like act as joyful as you think that thing will make you right now. Because when that thing comes, it'll be great. You won't rely on that thing to keep you happy. And you're probably going to manifest the good thing coming, but you're not. I guess that's really the advice is like, don't make this one thing the key to everything else. Be that for yourself, find that joy, and then when that thing comes, it's going to be so much better,
And that goes right back to what you said, that being in those rooms, everyone is thinking the same things.
Yeah. And I feel like that is a perfect note to end on. Thank you again so much for being here. If anybody wants to check out your stuff, your music, or things like that, where can they find you?
thehoundmusic.com, The Hound on Instagram.
Yes, check him out. Thank you again. It was so much fun having you. And don't forget to, do all that stuff, guys. Like, subscribe, send me your paychecks, all that good stuff. Leave some comments and tell us what you think of the show. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, before you head out, do me a quick favor, like, follow, and subscribe. It really does help. The more you engage, the more the algorithm pushes us out there, and the more people we can reach about why arts and education matters. If you or someone you know is thinking about an art school, check your local district's website or search Performing Arts High School or Arts Magnet program with your city. And just so you know, a magnet school is a public school with a special focus, like the arts, that pulls in students from all over with programs you won't find in a regular school. And if you're ready to do even more, hit the link in the show notes for Americans for the Arts Action Fund. They've got easy, fill-in-the-blank templates so you can write your reps about funding the arts and actually make a difference. Thanks for listening, thanks for caring, and remember, keep creating, keep supporting, and keep the spotlight shining on the arts.